What's up YouTube? ODST General back again with another Operation Trebuchet news update. And we have a decent number of updates this week, guys. I'm going to try and read everything off. I'm really struggling with this video for some reason. I don't know why. I have been trying to record this video on and off since last night, and I just cannot for the life of me get a sentence out without screwing it up to save my life. So we'll see how things go. Starting us off, we have probably the most complex part of this video for me to read off, so I'm not gonna read it just because I've screwed up so many times, but it is a number of updates to the main mod, ACE compatibility, Optray dev build, Optray first contact, and Optray first contact development build. The only thing that needs correction here is Optray dev has actually since updated and no longer matches the main branch, with the addition of a new Warthog variant we'll talk about in a little bit. The M319 got some new hand animations, courtesy of a new dev whose name I can't really read on the channel. And lastly, probably some additional bug fixes, all of which I don't really know because there was no patch notes for it, unfortunately. All very cool stuff. As for the rest, like I said, you guys can read it. There was a number of updates, mostly with stuff that was in the dev build already, as well as some additional bug fixes and changes that were made, and a lot of stuff people have probably been waiting for a while. So that's pretty exciting stuff. Then we have a new development team member that I can say their name. So Meows and Stuff is working with Thomas to get some new weapon sounds implemented into the mod. These weapon sounds are designed to bring the weapons more in line with the original Halo weapons, which is something that's been requested for a long time with the community, but hasn't been done because of the, it's a little challenging, I guess, trying to get those weapon sounds accurate and stuff and actually replicated properly without just outright ripping them. So this is a very welcome addition. Now, these sounds you guys are going to hear in just a second are work in progress. Bear that in mind. And in fact, they are not only work in progress, but the videos are already out of date. So just bear that in mind when watching it. But if you guys do have any constructive criticism, please feel free to leave it either here on the channel or, of course, leave it on the Operation Trebuchet Discord. Again, I ask that you be constructive about any criticism. All right, guys. So I will be right back with you. All right, and we're back. So we are going to go ahead and shift off of weapons, now that you guys have heard those sounds, and switch over to equipment. And we have High's Halo 3 Marine Backpack, which, of course, as a big fan of the Halo 3 Marine armor, I'm excited for. Now, we've already talked about this recently, so there's not much new information on the backpack itself, other than the fact that it's in-game, and it's also receiving textures courtesy of Freeman. So Freeman's adding in buttons and color and plugs and Easter eggs to it. Thank you, Freeman. And all sorts of other stuff. So I'm pretty excited for this, but not much else to say on it now. So we're going to go ahead and move over to that Warthog we previously mentioned, which is the M12 Td Warthog. Now, this thing has already been added into the dev build. You can get it. It's a insurrectionist-only Warthog based off of Vlad's Warthog frame. It's got up armored doors and the addition of Zephyr's FG75 with the base removed. It's absurd and I love it. I mean, this is like the quintessential insurrectionist weapon. It's definitely outdated compared to, like, say, a Goshawk, but it's a nice counterpart. It's pretty hilarious and I love it. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. So then we have Oshin working on his Saber, and the Saber, not much else has changed since the last time we've shown it off, but this is some nice candid gameplay footage. I just figured I'd give you guys a little bit more eye candy for the video, and that's essentially what this is. Most of the time I was recording, Oshin was in his config trying to make changes to the Saber in the back end. Obviously not great B-roll footage, so I didn't include that. And so my footage in-game is extremely limited from my time during that live stream, so hopefully you guys enjoy it nonetheless. Not much else to say on it right now, but of course we'll continue coverage for it as it pops up. All right, so let's go ahead and move us on over to First Contact. First Contact has had some pretty big news this week. Drake has started work and very rapidly been going through changes to the Spectre. So the Spectre is a work in progress, and it's, of course, the Covenant transport vehicle, kind of the counterpart to the Warthog for the Covenant. So this is obviously a very welcome addition. It was something Drake had said at one point he would not do. He didn't want to do, but he's actually gone in and he's doing this for the community because it's a much requested vehicle. And of course, it's, again, the counterpart to the Warthog, so it's kind of quintessential for like Arma to have this sort of vehicle. It's pretty fantastic. I'm very excited for it. Now, he is not just stopping at the standard version of the Spectre, however. He is also adding several variants, which, at least to my knowledge, exist nowhere else in Halo, although I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't play Halo 5, so it could be like Halo 5, maybe. Who knows? Anyways, it's got a fuel rod variant, which is pretty cool. Obviously, the anti-armor variant. There's an anti-air variant with 3 barrels, which is also very cool. Not really sure what sort of rounds this is going to fire versus the standard version, if it's going to be just like a higher fire rate, or if this will fire some sort of special tracking fuel rod round. Don't know what to expect from it. Nonetheless, it'll probably be pretty cool. Then we have a troop transport hog. I said hog. Troop transport Spectre, which is very cool. Now, this one seems a little bit unusual to me because of that like top on it and stuff. I don't know how well elites are going to fit in this thing. Now, obviously, it's going to be transporting elites, most likely. They're very large, so again, I don't know how well a group of elites would fit in here. This seems like it's designed for grunts, but it's hard to get a real true sense of the scale. Now, these Spectres are pretty decently sized, so I guess maybe several elites could fit in there pretty easily, but we'll probably have to wait and see. What we do also get, though, is a downscaled version of the Troop Transport Hog with a lot of the top removed or cut off and a hatch placed down. And this is the ammo variant of it. So this thing will do ammo transportation and vehicle repairs and stuff like that, which is really neat. Then we get a update to Drake's Corvette, and the Corvette has had a number of model changes and stuff like that. Now, it's still not complete. We'll still need textures for it, but once this thing is modeled and ready to go, we should get it pretty quick, hopefully. Drake obviously is kind of here and then gone because of, life and schooling and stuff like that. He gets pretty busy and doesn't get a lot of time to work on the mod. So he's been back and just cramming work as fast as humanly possible to get this stuff out while he's still around, and that's much appreciated. So hopefully we'll actually see this thing sooner rather than later. It's really difficult to say, again, because of the way Drake kind of works and stuff. If we don't see this soon, it'll probably be a long time before we see it, but who knows. Either way, I'm very excited for it. I know a lot of you guys are just going to be happy to have a static Covenant cruiser for the background of ops and stuff like that, so hopefully we won't have to wait too long before we can get this. But, we'll have other news to talk about besides this in just a little bit once we get over to community. And then to round things off, Drake had released 2 polls. We're only going to show one of which because the other one was extremely cursed. And we're going to go ahead and talk about that. So Drake has asked what the next Covenant vehicle he should work on should be. Now, I'm a little bit bummed out because I voted for the Type 29 Shadow along with 118 other people at the time I took this screenshot. Obviously, we got absolutely and utterly decimated when it came to votes by the Type 52 Phantom, which was an overwhelming 493 votes so far. I don't know if this poll is still active on the Operation Trebuchet Discord, but it was in the news if you guys are interested in checking out. If you have not yet already voted on it, there is still time to sway the polls if you guys want to. Alrighty, let's go ahead and continue on. So we have Nightovizard's Coldlands, and he has been adding a lot of cool locations to Coldlands. They're all based off of various Halo multiplayer things, starting off with Valhalla, which is, of course, a very popular Halo location. Obviously, there's a lot of differences in this and actual Valhalla scaling and various other things, like there's no riverbed, although that would be really cool if there's a riverbed. Nightovizard. I'm guessing the map is too high to actually add a riverbed, but if you can add a riverbed to this Valhalla lookalike, that'd be super cool. Yeah, anyways, a map based off of Isolation, which is really neat. And Battle Creek, which is going to be probably very cool to see. I'm really looking forward to actually checking this one out. So Battle Creek's a pretty cool map, and I like this area a lot in here, so that's very cool stuff. but that's all we have to show off for Cold Lands, unfortunately. So then we have some changes to the Type 30 Wraith, and this is pretty cool stuff here too, I guess. I'm not exactly sure what this was bug fixing, but I guess seems like there's some collision issues with certain objects, like explosives like grenades and stuff. So Thomas is just getting that fixed up for us, and you guys get to see some gameplay footage of that. Alrighty, so then we go on over to community, and the 22nd ODST is going to be working on a new edition. And in fact, they're going to be working on what sounds like a number of possible additions to the game, and they're going to be releasing that under the Hannibal Weapon Systems mod, which is going to be a community-driven mod plan to supplement and support Operation Trebuchet. So the first thing we are getting from them is the Covenant Destroyer from Halo Wars. Now, this is a big and beastly machine. Definitely stands out as pretty imposing on any map, and so we've got a number of screenshots from that. This was developed as part of a group effort, so this model is from a individual known as Benjamin Lane. He gave them permission to use it and release it to the public as a mod. Actually getting it into the game goes to GAT from the 22nd and Operation Trebuchet developer Edford for helping to get it in game. So, yeah, nonetheless, very cool stuff. As far as community, this is all we actually have to show off, but this is probably something that's going to be exciting news for you guys. This will probably actually be out sometime maybe this week. So keep your eyes peeled for that. When it does come out, I'll make a post and let you guys know for the next video, or, we'll throw it up on the mod pack and stuff like that so you guys can actually get your hands on it that way too. Alright guys, not my best recording. I made a lot of mistakes. I'll try to edit some of those out, but we'll see how things go. I'm a little bit limited on time. This video needs to be out in about 4.5 hours, and not quite ready for that yet, so we'll see how things go. Alright guys, thank you for watching the video. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.